Fridays are always good.
Fridays are good. And welcome to Business Focus. I am your host, Rodger Roeser, president and owner of Greater Cincinnati's largest and most award-winning public relations firm. Today I'm joined by Mike Kegley of, you just rebranded, not the BOLD Homes anymore. Now
We're the BOLD company now.
The BOLD company.
25 years ago we started our company as BOLD Homes doing primary residential work, but with the recession, plus my son joining the company, we've kind of expanded into light commercial work as well as remodeling work, so we've kind of rebranded this year.
That's great. Now, why don't you tell us a little bit more about your organization, what it is it does, how big you are, maybe some of the small business issues that you're facing.
All right, great. We're a family business. My two brother-in-laws and I started the business 25 years ago. About 7 years ago, my son joined the business after college. It's great. It's all family. Our clients are always dealing with a member of the company or a member of the family on all phases of the construction. Of course, there is a bit of a residential recession going on.
I've heard.
Yeah, it's pretty serious right now. So we've kind of expanded our business to do some light commercial work as well as some remodeling too. So we've always been totally a custom builder, and a lot of clients bring us plans they've done by an architect. A lot of others really don't have a good idea what they want to do. We do the design work, the drafting and everything as well ourselves then.
Right. And you bring up a really good point. I think for small businesses in general, whether you're working with a marketing and PR firm like myself or working with an architect or working with a home builder, you got to start with that plan. That's really a good place to begin.
Well, that is, and there's in tastes change with not only among different age groups, but also as trends come along as well. So the nice thing about small companies like ourselves, we have the flexibility to change quickly, offer customers exactly what they're looking for, and then can make changes on the fly as well. So.
Really, and I find that having that nimbility, as I would call it, or that flexibility to be so responsive to market changes and market issues, have allowed smart organizations with good leadership to weather this recessionary storm. Anything specific that maybe you've seen, Mike, that you would say this was a big challenge for us and here's how we overcame it?
Well, one thing is the Northern Kentucky Greater Cincinnati area has a large number of the national builders, and they still have to create their volume even in times when profit is down. So that's one of our bigger challenges. Although we build a different price range than most of them, we still need to differentiate our product because we can't compete one-on-one with those guys on a standardized type house. Much like me starting a new detergent business and try to compete with Tide and P&G is just impossible to do. So we have to find a niche market and then work hard to fill that need.
And again, so smart advice, obviously, for anybody out there looking to market their business more effectively. You don't have to outspend them. In fact, in many cases, you simply can't outspend them. And as a colleague of mine says, the riches are in the niches, right? You understand where you are, where you're successful, and you can compete pretty effectively.
Exactly right. And then the great equalizer is the internet as well.
I've heard of that as well.
My my website can look just as impressive as a Fortune 500 companies, and as long as we're able to back up and produce what we're promising on that website, then that's going to create a lot of traffic for us as well.
And Mike, I think that you bring up such a good point, as long as you back it up, because otherwise it's just hollow promises, and then the experience that they have with your brand is not anything like what you say it's supposed to be like, and that's just not going to work.
And that's where the social media gets you really fast as well. So
we've all been equalized, right?
That's right.
What advice would you give to other small business owners out there, whether they're looking to start their own business or whether they're looking to find a way to maybe get themselves out of this recession, take a hold of it, and take a little more control?
I think first you have to identify a niche that isn't being serviced by somebody else right now, then figure out a way to service that. And then the third thing is how to market that, whether it's using an agency like yourself, which takes a lot of time. Most business people are good business people, good producers. We're good home builders.
Right.
But as far as marketing and that sort of thing, it's kind of a little different responsibility for us, and that's where you need the help then.
And your check's in the mail, I promise. It's true. But at the end of the day, if you are a small business and you're a home builder, or you make pens or watches or whatever, do that as best you can. Manage your team and take some of those non-core things that are costing you money. Get that out. Just like hiring an accountant, hiring a lawyer, hiring whatever you need. You know, it allows, I think, organizations to weather these kind of issues a lot more effectively, turn it on, turn it off when they need to. And
Absolutely, you don't tie up a lot of capital then with a full-time HR, a full-time bookkeeper, or a full-time marketer.
Right.
You can get the best resources and just pay for them as you need them and when you need them.
excellent advice. Kind of like when I'm ready to build my home, I'm gonna give you a call. I suppose I could try it myself, but I might not like the end result.
Well, there are a lot of horror stories about that. It's not as easy as we make it look.
That's exactly. Well, in 30 minutes, I watch it on HGTV, and it turns out perfectly.
And then on Sunday night, the one show builds them in a week, you know. But I assure you, 25 years ago, I had a full head of hair, and this is what the construction will do for you.
Understood, Mike. Thank you so much for being on
Thank
Business
you for
Focus. I
having me.
really appreciate it. For everybody that watches Business Focus, for everybody that makes it possible, you've listened, you've learned. Now go grow. This is Rodger, over and out.